right, this is the Big Douglas Show. Reverend Big Pooh's in the co-host chair. And today we have none other than the mouth of the South, Fred Smoot himself. Fred, how are you today?
I'm good, brother, man. How y'all doing, man? Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for joining us.
Doing great. So, Fred, it's just about time for training camp. So I'm curious. I know you've been out of the game for a little bit. Do you still get that itch? Is the mind still get ready for a full season, or are you happily retired, thinking nothing of being on the field anymore?
Well, first of all, happily retired. Second, check this out. It's just one of these things where your body gets on the calendar, and every year around this time, I will start to get this little nervous twitch in my stomach around July, because they usually mean August, we finna have training camp. It mean the season is here. Until I wake up that day, be like, you ain't got nowhere to report to. But at the end of the day, it's always gonna be there. But we get to still live through it through the youngsters by watching them play. So now we get to have favorites all over again. You know, when you're playing in the league, you have people you respect, especially at your position, but you never really have your favorites because you are your favorite. You know what I'm saying? But when you finish, you get to kind of live through the youngsters and watch your team still play. And plus, you know, I'm still involved a lot over there at the park. So I still feel a part of it. I'm not like fully displaced from it. I still get to be around it. I still get to report about it. I still get to talk about it. So I still get to kind of live it. But my body doesn't miss it at all. My body's never felt like it felt right now. It feels great right now.
Fred, I know a lot of times players that once they're done with the game, they'll step away for a little bit, and they'll come and either try to coach or scout and get into the front office. Have you ever thought about scouting or maybe coaching?
Well, you know what? I could be a great coach because I know how to communicate, and that's what coaching is about: communicating knowledge. I just don't think I want to give football that much more of my life. Coaching is a lot. I think people don't understand. Coaches, they spend a lot of time over there. Now, scouting and becoming a GM, I love that. Now, that's something that I would consider doing because I think, just being around the locker room, being around teams, I know how to put teams together because it's not always about who can play this and who can play that. It has a lot to do about personalities also and actually putting the right group together and allowing that group to grow. So, yeah, GM, scout, I can see myself doing some of that in the future. Coaching, not so much. I can't do it. Can't win with them.
But I know you have been, a leader of the Wolf Pack.
Yes.
We know Warriors is out. Now, I heard that you are nervous now about the direction of your favorite new moniker. What say you? Do you think there's a chance? Maybe it's just Wolves. I personally think it's just going to be Washington football team. Where are you at on that now?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm nervous like everybody else. You know how it is. I'm going to tell you what the team did to us. You know how your mom wrapped their present and put it under the tree 30 days before Christmas and you keep walking back and forth past that Christmas tree? Like, I wonder what's in the box. So one day you start to shake the box and you still can't figure it out. That's what we're doing, but it's 365 days until we find out what the name is going to be. I totally don't know. Like, I knew the one thing I can say, thanks to RedWolves Nation, we put out how we felt out there. And I think we made something come to reality that a lot of people didn't think about. And what I tell people is, how is the new name going to connect with the younger fan base? How is the new name going to give us? Every stadium, every fan base has these things they do. A part of these monikers and these things that they do. So I ask yourself, with the Washington football team, what is the moniker that you grew up on? Or what do you identify with? Like, that's the whole thing. What do you identify? I understand the soccer pitch on it, but what do you identify with? Think about this with the RedWolves. We get to keep the HTTR, so now it's held to the RedWolves. All right. The Cowboys is our rival. A cowboy job is to protect the herd from wolves. All right. All right. So it's all interconnected. We get to keep the color. And you got to realize this. How loud is a stadium going to get when Terry McLaurin catch a touchdown and everybody start howling like wolves? All right. You would literally hear that 80,000
I don't know, because I'm not howling at nobody, I promise.
Hey, listen to me. You would literally, every dog within a 10-mile radius would start to howl back. That's how loud that it would be. All right, so we had to have these traditions that go with whatever imagery or whatever logo or whatever name you chose. Let me tell you something. The Seattle hockey team, they just going to play this year, next year, rather. Yeah. They chose the Seattle Kraken. They hit it right on the head. A mythical creature. They hit it right on the head. We are the same group of people that had a chance to rename a team before. The Bullets, and we picked the worst logo and the worst name of all time. We went from a bullet to a wizard. Listen to me. I've been in DC 20 years, never bumped into Gandalf, never bumped into Harry Potter. None of these wizards I truly bumped into, not in Southeast, not in Northeast, none of it. The waterfront. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it is. So we have proven as a fan base that we are incapable of picking great names. So I just hope we don't let the RedWolves go to the side. Like you said, I could just take the Wolves. And I never knew this. I had to look at it. For football to be a tough sport, why is it all these birds? When did birds become tough? All right, we have no canines in the NFL. None. The Browns are named after Brown, Mr. Brown. All right. So let's be clear. No canines, but we got Seahawks and Cardinals and Eagles and Falcons, all these birds, no dogs, no dog representation. The wolf pack, the wolf, the Stark family. You know how many facets we're gonna have in the stadium? Imagine Halloween, all these werewolf costumes. Man, it works. It works. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, you sold me. I'm sold.
Will you be howling at your TV, Pooh?
Yes, I would be howling. And then think about when you're with your kids and they start howling. Think about when we get the new stadium. If we pick the RedWolves, we can literally have the first dog-friendly stadium. And when we howl, they'll start howling. You just don't know what all the stuff you can do with the Wolves. Now you say you good with what? Washington football team?
I'd be fine staying. Well, I would be fine with that. That's just personally what I think it's going to end up being.
All right, so now tell me, give me some of the things y'all gonna do while I'm at the game, sitting there. Tell me what y'all gonna do. Tell me what y'all gonna do.
Go team.
That depends on if we're winning or losing.
All right, so I'm just saying, when we winning, all right, when you score a touchdown, what y'all doing?
I don't know. I'm not howling either way. So I don't.
Listen, all I'm saying is this. Listen.
Why not the pit bulls? Let's be the pit bulls then.
You are 4 Bud Lights away from howling like a dog. All right, you are 4 Bud Lights away.
I assure you, it takes more than 4 Bud Lights.
Big Pooh, what do you think the name should be?
I'm good with the RedWolves. I'm good with the Wolves. I'm sitting here thinking like there are no canines in the NFL.
None.
There really aren't. So I can be good with the Wolves. I just want them to keep the colors. That's it. That's all I care about.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I think we're gonna keep the burgundy and gold, and that's what the Wolves let us do. The Wolf Pack allows us to do it. The new stadium becomes the Wolf.
And that's what happens if you stick with Washington football team. You just go by the burgundy and gold.
So, and what do we do when the burgundy and gold score? Do I start coloring in a coloring book?
High fives with Bud Lights, my brother. High fives with Bud Lights.
See, Fred trying to create that college atmosphere. That I've been to an NFL game. I've been to a college game.
Fred's the dog anyway, so of course he
hey, all I know is this: the pack will survive. The one thing about Wolves, they are pack hunters. They have to rely on teamwork. All right, they survive in the worst. The one thing about a wolf, he can hunt in the summer. He can hunt when there's ice on the ground, so we can go to Green Bay on the road and play. And the wolf pack will come. And then we got a wolf like 2 twin alpha wolves like Sweat and Chase on that defense. Imagine all 11 running like a pack of dogs. Man, listen to me. You don't understand how it gets the adrenaline pumping, because what you selling, say it tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's just very plain, very straight to the point, and guess what? My auntie can make it, and she literally can't see out of one eye and got a mustache.
We won't take peanut butter and jelly slander on this show now.
I'm just telling you because I can
like
see
Wolves. I
myself.
think I could be sold on Wolves. I don't know what it is about RedWolves, and I think it starts with an R. I think that's actually a problem from the team. I think they don't want it. I don't think
Nothing
they want
starting with
HTTR no more. I think I could do Wolves though.
Yeah, HTTW. It's the same. Hail to the Washington, hail to the Wolves. It's all the same. It's all the same. And people don't better not say ain't no Wolves in Washington. Well, it ain't no Giants in New York either. Last time I checked, and it ain't no Panthers in Carolina, and I ain't seen no Falcon in Atlanta, and I lived there for a while. All right, so let's be honest. All right, you don't need to connect in a way that just, has to be something locally. If that's the case, we might as well go by the Washington Go-Go's and just leave it at that. No, you want to get something that you can brand. You got to realize you have a chance as an organization to make a whole nother $1 billion off of apparel. Because now all the fans have to go buy new stuff. All right. So at the end of the day, if you hit this on the head, you're talking about even gaining new fans. Jerseys are getting better. The one thing I already hated was I was like, we need to update our jerseys. All right, they look the same. Darryl Green wore it his rookie year. I wore it my rookie year. That's a shame, right? That's a shame. We should be updated. So yes, I want to see eventually them come out there in all gold. I like when they go all gold. I want to see different variants of different things.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think your Red Wolves, sorry, our third, I saw Vegas today has Red Tails, which is odd to me because I had not heard anybody talk much at all about Red Tails. Number one, though, according to Vegas, Washington football team 2 and Red Wolves 3.
Well, at least we on the board. They tell you how we went from not even existing to we started a movement and it kept on going. It kept on going. So no matter what happened, I'll be synonymously linked to the name, no matter what happened. Because if they just name it the Washington football team, I'm gonna have a facet of the stadium that's still gonna wear wolf masks and be wolves. Because when you name us, name us Washington football team, that gives everybody an open pass to kind of attach their own identity to that name. So it's gonna be a wolf back there. It's too late. It's too late. Once you let a wolf around, it's too late. We are here to stay no matter what the name is. Mark my word. It will be a section in that stadium. I call it the Stark family. Oh, the Stark family. And I go by the old alpha male of Fred Stark. All right. With the Stark family will be there. Hey, listen to me when I tell you this. Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Fred, let me ask you this. I see you great salesman for the name. Did they give you a chance as a former player to weigh in? I know they didn't tell you what it is, but did they give you a chance to weigh in?
Well, you know what? Because like I said, I'm always over there and I'm always doing stuff. They know what I got riled up. And on a couple of shows I've done, I've got on there with RedWolves t-shirts. And so I've staked my claim. I've let them know how I feel. And I find that exciting, like to get to do this with the fans and just the fact that the organization is listening. That says a lot. Just the fact that they are listening and saying, you know what, let's let them have some input. Not saying we're gonna let the fans pick the name, but let's listen to what they do like and what they don't like. And you're right, Doug. Red Tails has always been there, but I'm shocked Vegas has it in second and not the RedWolves. I think the RedWolves has a lot more momentum than
I've seen a lot more for sure. And not second, first. Washington football team is second. They got Red Tails number 1.
They got Red Tails number 1.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. No, I just don't.
And I haven't heard anybody even say Red Tails for like 8 months now.
Yeah, I haven't heard momentum on that one. I think they did give you a signal when they made sure. Because I always say, when you listen to somebody, listen to what they really said. They literally came out and said, okay, we're going to tell y'all next year what the name is, but it ain't Warriors. So they make sure that y'all, we threw that one out of it, all right? Like, why single just that one out? That's the question you got to watch. I watched enough CSI to understand how to investigate this, right? So I'm like, all right, so you're going to pick the Warriors and make sure that you say, and not this one. Why you think that one? Because it had some representation of Native Americans or something like that? They want to make sure.
Probably.
That's what they said. It makes me wonder how close Wolves is. I mean, anything could be close. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna start axing one off each week.
Hey, and maybe they start to do that until we get to like the top 2 or 3. And I'm telling you right now, the Wolfpack will be here regardless of what the name is. Because if you go with a plain name, you give us authority to attach to something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, Fred, let's get on the field for a little bit because we do have a season coming up. They upgraded a corner. I think everybody agrees with William Jackson. What is the potential of this secondary with that defensive line up there?
I'm so happy for William Jackson because sometimes you can get kicked to the back of the bus and nobody ever see your talent. And sometimes in Cincinnati, we don't really watch guys and see what they really can do. I think he's going to be great, but I am so ready to see Benjamin St. Juste. Listen to me. He's going to ball. 6'3", 205. Can play inside corner, outside corner, safety, scrum safety, and free safety. He can play anywhere on the field. Mark my word now. Oh, Davis, our middle linebacker, going to have a hell of a year. But Benjamin will be.
Talk about that a little bit on here, kicking St. Juste out so that 29 can go into the nickel again.
Yeah. Oh, no, he can play it all. So it's going to be hard to keep this guy off the field. He will be the defensive rookie of the year when it comes to our team. I'm telling you that now. He will be that guy. And I know our middle linebacker going to have a hell of a day. We're going to have a hell of a year. I know this. But I think this guy behind this defensive line, and what people keep forgetting, we have so much. We're in the log jam at defensive line. We've drafted so damn well that people don't understand that Matt Ioannidis is back, all right? And he has the highest grade internally of all of them. You still have Payne. You still have Allen. You still have all of these guys in the inside. So this defense was great last year. They're going to be very, very, like when I say top 2, they'll be top 2 defense in the league. And who eats off of the D-line? It's the defensive backs. If I was out there playing behind that D-line, I wouldn't even backpedal. Get it 7 yards, sit right there, and wait on quarterbacks to throw me balls. All right, because I'm gonna tell you something about NFL. The quarterbacks don't make mistakes. D linemen make the quarterback make mistakes. All right, and if you got a D line prone to get back there and make these dudes uncomfortable, the DBs start eating. So don't be shocked that we have 2 or 3 dudes make it to the Pro Bowl because of this defensive line. Legitly. And that's just the way it goes. So when I look at this team, man, I think they are a playoff team, and I think they got the taste in their mouth last year. So they know they can do it. And if you look at any team in the playoffs, we played the Super Bowl champs better than anybody. Anybody. And we did that with Tyler Heineke. And I got some good feelings about Tyler Heineke, too. I'm telling you this now. I can see the picture now. We've seen this before. Ryan Fitzmagic is going to go in there and make it happen. All right? But then he always missed 1 or 2 games every year. I got a feeling if he lets Tyler Heineke into this game, Tyler Heineke is going to pull a Kurt Warner, and he's not going to get that job back. And Heineke would probably be our quarterback for the next team.
Wow.
One thing I know is that RedWolves guys and Heineke guys are the same. They battle all the time. A Taylor Heineke guy is wearing a RedWolves hat. I can bet on it.
Hey, it's last call for alcohol. Grab me a Heineke.
Let me ask you this, Fred. Being a cornerback, I know you watch wide receivers just as closely as you watch cornerbacks.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new wide receiver room? I mean, we don't know who's going to be the final 6, maybe 7, but just what they've done this offseason with the wide receivers position.
I love the addition of Curtis Samuel. He's a wild card. He's what we call a joker. When you bring him in the lineup, you can literally bring 3 wide receivers with him in the line, 4 wide receivers with him in the lineup. And as a defensive player, we don't know where he's lining up at. He can play tailback. He can play inside slot. He can play outside. We don't know. And he's going to be the guy that they always move it because he's the guy that can literally take handoffs and run, catch the ball and run. He amazing yak player. So getting the ball in his hands will change everything. Cam Sims has always been my underdog in that room. I love the way Cam Sims play. I think he took a huge step last year. I think he's gonna continue to take a step. People forget about Antonio Gandy Goldie. So we got some guys in that room, but I'm hearing a lot about Diami Brown. I'm hearing that he reminds them of almost Devontae Adams, the way he runs routes and how big and strong and fast this kid is. So I think we got another draft pick with that. So when you look at a room like that, that's kind of top to bottom, a good room, and everybody fighting for reps. And of course, Scary Terry McLaurin gonna do what he has to do. So, like I said, I got this team winning the NFC East and going back to the playoffs again. That's how good I feel about this team right now.
And that's with multiple quarterbacks playing again then.
I know, like I said, I just got a feeling it's gonna be very Kurt Warner-esque, that Tyler Heineke gonna get in the game and he gonna wheel off by 5 straight wins. It happens. We've seen this picture before. And don't forget, we playing 17 games this year. All right, so it's gonna be a different year. Like, people gonna look at the stats at the end of the year and be like, oh my God, 7 receivers had 100 catches. Yeah, we playing 17 games now. So the stats are going to go up. Records are in danger of being broken. In the next 10 years, you're gonna see a lot of records being shattered because of that 17 games. So it changes everything.
So the Redskins draft you in the 2nd round. You show up. Darrell Green's there. I mean, got to be exciting for a guy who plays corner. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I remember walking into my DB room for the first time, and I had Deion Sanders, which is my idol. I had Darrell Green. Well, he done it all. I had Champ Bailey, who was the youngster out that group at the time. Now I come in, I'm the youngster. We had Mark Carrier, Sam Shade. This room was packed. I turned to Marty, like, why did you waste this draft pick on me? This room is packed. But I got to learn from some of the greats, if not the greatest corners to ever play the game. So I just had you know how you walk in the all-you-can-eat buffet and you don't know what to eat yet? That's how it was. I walked in the Southern buffet and it was like, I'm finna learn from him, this from him, this from him, this from him. So I was set up for success, easily set up for success. And I was shocked to understand that, Marty had intentions of making sure that it was the 2 youngsters, which was me and Champ at the time, would be the starters. So I was like, this crazy. Like, never could paint this picture coming out of college before high school and stuff and say, yeah, I'm gonna be on a team with these greats and I'm gonna play like that. So it was different for me, but it was humbling at the same time.
As you look around the NFL today, what corner do you see that plays like Fred Smoot, has your DNA?
Ooh. Hey, shockingly, William Jackson plays like me. I was very skinny, very long, and I can get the ball back. That was my skill. I was a thief. I tell people like this: don't let your your daughters grow up to date cornerbacks. Because one thing we taught as cornerbacks is to lie, cheat, and steal. That's what we do. All right, that's what we do. Don't take us to church with you. All right, we are paid to do these things. So I like William Jackson as a corner. I like the way they pass the ball now. I would have had some inflated stats because they pass it a lot more than they did when I played. But who else would I say? I love Jalen Ramsey now. That's my guy. All right. I love to watch Jalen Ramsey play because he plays with that edge you gotta have to be a good corner in this league. Because I always tell people, we're out there playing against the best athletes in the world, doing everything that they doing going forward, going backwards. It's a very hard job. Most people don't understand how hard it is to be on that island. So you got to be kind of insane to be on this island, because you literally can get beat for a 90-yard touchdown, but you got to come back the next drive and tell yourself you the shit. All right? After I just got beat on national TV. All right, I got to still tell myself, yeah, you out of shit and you stink. I'm finna keep on going. Like, you gotta have that mindset, and that's the whole mindset of a defensive back. You can't ever mentally give up on yourself. You ain't got a chance no way.
So I was going to ask you, but I guess I got the answer now. In a passing league, like I say, is this more opportunities for failures or just more opportunities for success?
it's more opportunity for success. That's how I look at it. I used to always tell the coaches in the SEC and in the high school and stuff, I can't ever get to the league if y'all don't throw the ball at me. Give me a chance. And like when you finally get a how should I say, a reputation, you know, they'll put in the game plan to kind of leave you alone. So every time I was on the opposing people's sideline, like if I'm that corner, that's the direction we headed, I just talked to the coach the whole time. I ain't got time to talk trash to the players. You ain't the one calling the plays. He is calling these plays. He's the one. Let me go to the league. Throw it over here, please, sir. So I get on their nerves so much that eventually they have to try me. So it's just a game inside the game.
Fred, who was your toughest cover in the league? Like, who gave you the most fits when you covered?
To all the wide receivers, much due respect. But my battles, a cornerback battle, ain't with the wide out. It's with the quarterback. Put it like this. If Randy Moss got Nate Peterman quarterback, all right, I'm about to do him. Because the quarterback can't get him the ball. Has nothing to do with the wide receiver. Now, insert Peyton Manning, Steve McNair. Now we got problems. All right, so it's all about the quarterback. It's the quarterback dictates how good the wide receiver can be. Now it's a different when you got an A1 wide receiver with an A1 quarterback. Now you at the mercy of your defensive coordinator. And to all this, I tell people all the time, if a guy is great, we study them so much. We pick up habits with them. The most dangerous guy is a guy that we ain't studied. That guy that's the 6th wide receiver on the depth chart that got to play because 2 people got hurt. When he come in the game, he's a mystery, all right? We don't know him, but his team knows him, and he becomes ultimately the harder guy to check because I have no files on him. I have no study on him. All right? I don't know if he fast. I don't know if he quick. I don't know his best routes. I don't know anything. So it's always the quarterback. You show me a great quarterback, I'll show you some great receivers. That's just the way it goes.
Brett, it's one of those years, it's an odd year, but all but one division game is at the end of the season. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's been like that for a while. It's been, people don't understand. They always say the division games for the end because now it becomes the run for the playoffs. They don't want to see you trying to get to the playoffs playing the Atlanta Falcons with 2 weeks to go. They want to show you playing the team you need to beat in the division. So I think it drums up excitement. Like, I think the thing about it is that 17th game, now we always going to have these teams, and we all got these teams that we normally play no matter what the schedule is. Like, we normally play Green Bay, all right, just always. That's just the way it goes. We normally play the Carolina Panthers. That's just the way it goes. We normally play the Ravens. So we have these teams that we just constantly play, in that 17th game. We'll always keep these teams in that rotation. And I always tell people, every year, don't judge the schedule off of last year. These are not last year teams. The only team that's intact from last year is the Tampa Bay Bucks. They literally balled back all 53 and drafted some. Like, I don't know how they pulled that one off. But other than that, it's a new team and new for everybody. So when people look at the schedule and be like, oh, this team, that ain't the team from last year. All right, you can go back and try to replay last year. We don't. At the end of the year, this is a new team. Now, what I tell you about our team, if you look at the most talent under the age 25, that Washington roster is up there. All right, if not top 1, top 2. All right, we've got it right more than we've missed. All right, so we are right there. We are that team that's an Aaron Rodgers away. All right, we are that team.
Don't do it to him, Fred.
Hey, listen, we are Aaron Rodgers away. If you plugged Aaron Rodgers into this roster, we have a running game with Antonio Gibson. We have a tight end. We have an offensive line. We have receivers. He has a defense. Imagine this defense playing games where 75% of the game they pass rushing because we lead the game. All right, could you imagine that? Could you imagine this team letting their hair back and just rushing the passer because Aaron we up 14 that quick? All right. You can't tell me it wouldn't be a Super Bowl winning team. And I know what Aaron's trying to do. It's time to leave there. He wants a city that he can connect to after football. And the one weakness of Green Bay is no after football life for a football player. Nothing. All you can do is be the greenskeeper. That's it. Now, when you attach to a city like the DMV, That's something he can always be a part of. And if he brings a ring here, he would probably have a street named out there. That's just the way it goes. Right? So at the end of the day, he knows, just like Tom did, sit down, look at the roster, defense, check, running game, check, offensive line, check, everything I need to win me a Super Bowl. So here goes the invitation to Aaron Rodgers. You want a ring? It's one over here sitting you right in the face. It's one right over here sitting you in the face. Because this is what I know about Green Bay. The most overrated franchise of all time. If I told you a franchise had 50 plus years, actually 32 of them consecutively of Hall of Fame quarterbacking, and got 2 rings to show for it. All right, that's who the Green Bay Packers are. All right, that's who they are. They had 2 Hall of Famers back to back and managed to get them 1 ring apiece. The Travis Sham mockery we call the Green Bay Packers. All right, the diva in the room, the dime piece that you don't even know until you kiss her that she got a dead tooth in her mouth. It's a deal breaker. All right, that's what they are. So now Aaron Rodgers wants to come this way. He needs to come to this East Coast. He needs to come to a real city where the DMV got cities and states right here. Together like butt cheeks. Come on over here. Come on.
Fred is peace selling today. Sign me all the way up. Sign me up. I saw it early on that Ron, when he got to this team, he started building it because you had all this young talent. So he's building it. And everybody, oh, you need to get your quarterback. And it feels to me he's doing like the Phoenix Suns did in basketball. They built their young team, and then they brought in the Chris Paul, the quarterback of the court. And it feels that's what Ron is setting his team up to do. So whether that's a Aaron Rodgers or maybe a Russell Wilson, we're hearing the noise up there. They can come in and the team is ready, ring ready.
Hey. Aaron Rodgers on the Washington. I don't care what the name is. All right. I don't care what the name is. We'll be hosting the trophy. And if, the question is, 1, is he going to report? 2, if the chance comes, is Riverboat Ron the man to trade for a quarterback during the season? That's the key. Is he that type of guy that will say, you know what? We might have to give up one of our D linemen, which we have tons of them. So you might have to give up a Deron Payne in this trade. 2 first rounders, all right, to make this happen. No problem. No problem. Make the trade. And I tell you, the day they make the trade, we're most definitely in the NFC Championship. Now, what happens after that? Them 4 quarters after that, we'll see, can we go to a Super Bowl.
Greg, you got the podcast with Chicken Side. I was happy that y'all got to do that because, I don't know, what was it, 3 years ago when you and Chick were on 980? I just swore they were going to keep you guys together on that. So I'm happy about the podcast. Tell us a little bit about what y'all got going on there.
Oh, yeah, we got the Chicken Smoot, That's Your Opinion podcast on the Bleed Network. But we also got a new show coming. It's a TV show that's coming. And it's me, Chick, and Zabin. So I got the king of TV talk. All right, on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, I got the king of sports talk radio, and it's going to be fun. Listen to me. This one will be a lot of fun, plus all the stuff that I do with the team. So I'm going to have a lot of fun this season. I think we all going to have a lot of fun this season because for once in a lifetime, we have a team that just ain't going to be spotty, mean good this year, maybe good this year, good next year. We're going to be good, and continue to get better. So it's a great time to be a Washington fan other than not having a name. All right, it's a great time being a Washington fan right now.
Fred, where can the people find you online for those that don't know?
You can find me on Twitter. That's where I be at, and that's F Smoot 21 Sean T. That's where you can find me at most of the time. I'm not really active on IG. I get on there a little bit, but I like conversation. And Twitter seems to be more intelligent conversation instead of just trying to tell everything by pictures. So I like conversation,
Fred, we thank you. We appreciate you for joining us today. This has been a lot of fun, whole lot of fun. You bring a lot of energy to the place, wherever you at.
Hey, man, that's what it is. Like my grandma said, it don't cost $1 to be yourself.
Well, we thank you very much. Have a good one.
No problem, fellas.
All right.